Good evening, SJDA community. Hopefully everyone's well and finding their way through these challenging times. The staff of SJDA truly misses you all, and we're saddened by the current circumstances which have forced us to do everything differently than before. That said, we found a way to celebrate the achievements and the successes of our students and our valued volunteers. The 2019-2020 SJDA Awards evening, the COVID edition, has been made possible by the invaluable contributions of CHCO-TV, and notably, we would like to thank Patrick Watt for his time and his expertise. All of the awards presented this evening will be distributed to the recipients in one of two ways. Graduating recipients will receive their awards in their graduation packages, and all other recipients will receive theirs at school in the fall. First off, we're going to celebrate the fall sports season, and we're going to begin with golf. And here's coaches Evan McFarlane and Tim Stevens.
This is a great idea that Mike's doing, and we thought if we're going to give a golf award today, we might as well take advantage of it and do it properly. So I guess this year, I think it was a pretty unanimous decision that we think that Ty Merrill is deserving of this award. And Ty showed up to every practice, and for a kid who never really played any competitive golf, he was one of our high guys at every tournament. He was a good leader for the players. So congratulations, Ty. And like Tim said, just because you're graduating doesn't mean you should stop playing the game. You are a good player. You've got some qualities, skills in the game with you. So please keep playing the game, and hopefully we see you around.
Hello, SJDA students, families, and friends. I'm so excited to be able to share with you a little bit about our two Coaches Excellence Award recipients for cross country. Both of these runners have been dedicated to the sport of cross country at SJDA since grade 6, and both have spent numerous hours training outside of school-based practices, demonstrating their true dedication to the sport. Both runners continually work with and encourage younger runners on the team, always being positive role models and at times taking on coaching roles themselves. In regular season competition this past fall, both of our runners made it to the top 3 of the podium at every meet they attended. And at the regional level, both ran their way to top 10 and 11 finishes, securing their spot to race against the top runners of the province. Provincials, however, did not see the results that they were hoping for, as both suffered falls on the very treacherous RNS course. With true athletic spirit, drive, and SJDA pride, both made it to the finish line, just a little bit more bloody and bruised than when they started. I'm so pleased to present this year's Senior Cross Country Coaches Excellence Awards to Nora Feeney and Jake McPhee.
Next up is Senior Girls Soccer. The Senior Girls Soccer team had a very successful season, finishing second in the Southern Conference in league play in the NBIAA's new divisional format. For the first time in almost 20 years, our team advanced from the combined league and regional play to the NBIAA Division 4 provincial tournament in Fredericton. There, in the single elimination semifinal, we were matched up against the eventual provincial champion, the highly skilled, and they were good, Etoile de l'Acadie from Rogersville. So, as you can see, it was a truly very successful season. All of our players became more comfortable and confident throughout the season, and by season's end, really played as a cohesive team. Because we were only one of 4 Division 4 teams in the Southern Conference, during our regular season schedule, we had to play half of our matches against Division 2 and Division 3 teams, which certainly forced us to take our level of play up a notch. And indeed, we played some of our best matches against those teams. This season's team was comprised of players from Canada, Germany, and Chile. Our roster was challenged by the rule of thirds. 1/3 had experience, 1/3 had some experience, and 1/3 were new to the game. Our experienced players patiently helped to improve and mentor those who had less experience, and those with less experience worked hard to be better. Injuries plagued us the entire season. In fact, we only played 8.5 halves with a fully intact roster. Despite these challenges, our team persevered, and like I said before, we made it to 2 wins away from a provincial championship. We had many players deserving of recognition, and a very honorable mention goes to Rebecca Schwartzer, who has since returned to Germany, for her leadership, extreme work ethic, and skill that made our team better. This year's awards go to two players who in some ways are opposites, polar opposites in soccer. Our first award winner, Brooke Reed. She's played organized soccer most of her life and is the only local player to have played at the competitive club level. Brooke is skilled and can be effective in every position she plays in, from striker to goalkeeper. She understands the nuances of the game and is a wonderful communicator on the field, a first-class teammate who has the innate ability to bring out the best in those around her. Brooke will be sorely missed. However, this legacy will remain with her returning teammates. Congratulations, Brooke, our MVP. Our second award winner is Gwen Pearson. Other than a brief stint in the local Timbits League, Gwen came to organized soccer in grade 11. She's a natural striker, reads developing plays well, and she knows how to finish. Gwen is driven, and I've personally watched her run herself into the ground on several occasions. She also has quite a game face and certainly has stoically stared down the odd opposing goalkeeper. Remember that RNS game? Gwen should be proud of how much she's improved skill-wise. If she can get her foot on the ball, if she can touch the ball near the net, she will undoubtedly score. But also in how much she grew in confidence. Congratulations, Gwen, our most improved player. And next up, senior boys soccer with Coach Mark Peters.
I would like to congratulate and express how very proud I am of the SJDA senior boys soccer team for the run to the provincial finals this season. I've coached the team for 4 years now, which means that I have known this year's graduates since their grade 9 season. I'm hopeful that the 2020 grads have taken away even half as much from me as I have from them over our time together. I would like to acknowledge our 2019 co-captains, Simon Clark and Powell Moore. Simon was undoubtedly the engine of our team, and he led with a remarkable and infectious desire to succeed. For anyone who's seen Powell play, it is clear that he's given more time to the game than perhaps the rest of us combined. Powell was instrumental in helping us understand strategy, and with his presence, always brought a calm to any situation. Thank you both for your efforts, and know that through the younger players and myself, you will continue to have an influence on this team for years to come. 4 years ago, when presenting the Coach's Excellence Award for my first time, I mentioned that following our last game of that season, a certain young player came up to me and said, "Remember, Coach, I am only in grade 9. What he meant by that was that next year he would work even harder, that he would do his very best in whatever role was asked of him, and that he was ready to learn and improve. Since then, this player has played in every position on the field. Even if thrown into a new role in mid-game, he would calmly ask what the expectations were for that position, and then step in and perform admirably. In this past season, this player became our full-time goalkeeper. He again gave everything to that position, and ultimately was named the most valuable player for his amazing performance in the provincial finals. I would like to present the first 2019-2020 Coach's Excellence Award to Tyler Doland. The second recipient, in no particular order, is also graduating this year. Like Tyler, this player has played in almost every position on the pitch, and even when asked to perform a role or fill in at a less natural position, he always put team first and did whatever he could to adapt and excel. I believe that this player was instrumental throughout our 2019 playoff run, and while he was always an excellent athlete and very important part of our team, he took a giant step forward when it mattered most. It was a true pleasure to watch this young man develop on and off the pitch, and he listened with such intensity that I often wish I had something more to say. I would like to present the 2019-2020 Coach's Excellence Award to Jonah Hanley. Thank you and congratulations again to all of the senior boys soccer team. To those moving on, I wish you the best of luck and have nothing but confidence that bright futures are ahead of each of you. To those players returning next year, I sure hope that I will see all of you on the field in the fall.
And next up is a presentation of School Involvement Awards.
This year's Yearbook Award goes to Brooke Reed and Gwen Pearson. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge that these two have worked independently and very hard while we were at school to collect and share the memories for not just the grads this year, but everyone in the school. It will be a great collection of the year 2019-2020, and we are excited to be able to have created and finished the book in spite of the COVID-19 situation. Secondly, I would like to congratulate them on completing the book during the pandemic while at home, working collaboratively with myself and other students through social media to finish the book. They were able to overcome many challenges faced with not seeing students daily to gather messages and pictures. This shows the resiliency and creative thought processes of our two grads. Congrats and thanks to these two students for a job well done. Congrats to Lily Jackson, Amy Dolan, and Jacob McPhee, who will be next year's yearbook editors. And we can't wait for these books to arrive. More information on the arrival of the books. And if you need to pay a balance or if you'd like to purchase one, you can just email me or contact me at the school. Thank you.
As Student Council Advisor, it is my sincere pleasure to present this year's Student Council Excellence Awards to two very deserving leaders. Although the year finished in a pretty unusual way, it was certainly memorable, and not just because of COVID-19. Your very enthusiastic Student Council started in August of last year planning activities, assemblies, and fundraisers to help make your time at SJDA as much fun as it could be. And I believe they did that. Who could forget this year's amazing race we held just before Christmas break? Planning a game for an entire school to play together might sound impossible, but your council co-presidents, along with their team, made it happen, and we had fun seeing so many of you participate. Of course, there were the usual dances, theme days, and assemblies, but we tried very hard to come up with new games, and again, your participation was impressive. Color Wars this year was probably the best one so far. The consensus was that blindfolded musical chairs was definitely a hit. We also took advantage of our wonderful announcements group to help us advertise our events, and I want to thank them and Mr. Carey for that support. Student Council activities would never happen without the hard work of so many students and teachers. I particularly want to thank my seniors, Marie Mesa, Jonah Hanley, Logan Carter, Brooke Reed, and Simon Clark, for helping to make this year amazing. I know you will all do great things in the future with your skills that you've acquired at SJDA, and in particular from Student Council. So without further ado, I want to thank my co-presidents, Brooke Reed and Simon Clark, for their dedication, enthusiasm, and leadership that they brought to Student Council, and present you both with this year's Student Council Awards.
Now it's time for our winter sports season and our winter sports awards. First up is senior girls basketball with coaches Andy Hamilton and Ellen McEachran.
Hello SJDA basketball fans. I'm Coach Andy Hamilton along with Ellen McEachran, who talked to me virtually so we could make some decisions on our awards this year. We had a fantastic season, ended up making the playoffs for the first time in a very long time. Really proud of all the girls and their contributions this year to push us over into the playoffs to join the boys, and really successful SJDA basketball season. We are going to start with the Rookie of the Year. She played almost every game for us, started a number of games. Really hard worker, works tremendously hard in practice and got better every day. Really proud of her. Congratulations, Lena Peterson, our Rookie of the Year. Most improved, this girl came to practice every day, worked hard on footwork, was really in some games exceptional and put us over the top for some wins. Really good defensively and an excellent rebounder, and the offense was coming along really well throughout the season. So our most improved player was Rebecca Schwartzer. Congratulations, Rebecca. Offensive Player of the Year, we added this category just to recognize a consistent scorer. Day in and day out, we could rely on her for points. She went to the hoop really well, and obviously is one of the better shooters in the province for her age group. Really proud to coach this girl. Really proud of the way she comes to practice every day, and keep shooting and put yourselves into the record books at some point in time, because that 3-point shot is going to carry you a long way. So, without further ado, our our Offensive Player of the Year is Paige McMillan. Congratulations, Paige. We also added a Coach's Choice Award this year. She came to practice as much as she possibly could, injured throughout the season, missed most of the season. We missed her desperately. Senior leader, We missed her voice, when she wasn't there. But, she came and contributed as much as she could, including in the playoffs, and helped us get over the hump and into the playoffs. So great attitude, really proud of this girl, wonderful person to coach. Brooke Reed gets a Coach's Choice Award. Congratulations, Brooke. And finally, our most valuable player, day in and day out, rebounds, does everything on the court, assists, really strong defensive player, usually guards the best player on the other team, and came through tremendously in the playoffs for us. I look at the total body of work, and I think that playoff game said it all. Played on a sprained ankle for 3 quarters, and really contributed as much as she could and gave it her all. So can't be more proud of her. She's my daughter and also the most valuable player of our team, Peyton Hamilton. Congratulations, Peyton. Great season. Thank you to all of the ladies that played on the team this year. Really, again, can't tell you how proud I am of you. Have a great summer.
The next sport is senior boys basketball with coaches Evan McFarlane and Aaron Hanley.
Once again, thanks to Mike for doing this. I think in these unideal circumstances, it's still really important to do these awards, and this is the best way to do it. I'll try to keep this short, but as you know from the past, with basketball being such a long season and our historic season that we had for the school this year, it might be tough for me to keep it short, but I'll do my best. Coming into this year, we were really excited. The main thing was that the team that we had going onto the floor was pretty much the same team as the year before. The only person that we actually lost was an exchange student, and we gained a few key players, so our core was there, and there wasn't much that I had to do to get the guys excited to want to play this year. The one big thing that I did notice immediately was the maturity level of the players went up significantly from the very first practice we had. It's almost like they had something to prove to come out. We didn't have the season in 2018 that we would have liked to have, so with a lot of our team being in their senior year, they kind of came back with that drive this year to really prove everybody wrong around us and make their statement. Started the year off really hot, actually. We had our Basketball by the Sea tournament in early November. We ended up losing in the final there to Campobello. It was a good game. We knew it was going to be a fight, and that Campobello was probably going to be one of the teams that we were going to battle with all season. After that, we went over to Graham and Ann, picked up a win in a tournament immediately after, playing some good teams over there. So got that tournament victory under our belt, and we kind of rode that out. That was kind of the movement forward in the first half of our season, where the guys really kicked into gear. A couple more tournaments. So we went to a tournament in Belle Isle where we saw some pretty good teams that we don't usually see in the regular season, and we lost a close battle in the finals there to Belle Isle. It was like a 7-point game, but it was really entertaining, and that was a good test for us to kind of see what was on the other side of the province. And we also went to RNS for a tournament where we lost in a tiebreaker to go to the final, but we played some good teams there. So that was really good experience for the guys to get us ready for a regular season in a tough division where some of the best teams in the province we play on a regular basis. So that really got us ready. Our regular season went pretty good. We finished 6-4, losing to Harvey and to Campobello, but that gave us the right to go to regionals. Really excited for that opportunity. We were a couple of years out of a playoff berth, and they took advantage of it. We went and played John Caldwell in a game that we were supposed to lose. Everybody on paper had us getting spanked by 17, 18 points, and we probably had the best defensive effort of our season, and we beat them by 9, and that kind of put us on the map. It silenced the entire province, and we weren't a joke anymore. So by winning that game, we got into the sectionals for the following week. And as we could recall, this is probably the first year that this team in this format has really got that far. Very, very exciting time for our team. We rallied pretty hard. The town got around us. So much fun. We got a couple bus rides on the go, and we headed up, and we ended up having to play Petitcodiac, who was historically a very good team. We got there. We were very undersized compared to them. Their coach has been there for 60 years. Yes, 6-0. That puts my 8 to shame very quickly. And we were playing in their home barn, and it was pretty much sold out that night. So very intimidating game for our guys to step into. but they handled it really well. And with 3 minutes left in that game, it was only a 2-point game. And unfortunately, we came up a little bit short, but the drive and tenacity in our guys and fighting till the very last minute was second to none. It was unreal. I'm so proud of those guys. And speaking of playoffs, I just want to give a quick shout out to Andy Hamilton, Ellen McEachern, and the girls team for getting the girls to regionals this year. Absolutely incredible job. You guys are way ahead of schedule with that team, and it's exciting to see both teams doing really well. And the town is rallying around this, so it's a good time for basketball in St. Andrews. With our successful season, we saw a couple individual successes too. Elias Eldridge was voted into the All-Star game, and as I know, he's probably the first SJDA Algonquin basketball player to make it to the All-Star game. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's been done before. An amazing experience for him, and once again, that's not just him. That's a team effort to get him that far. So props to everybody. That's just an example of the work ethic that our guys put in. I really didn't have to do a ton to rally them this year. We were on the floor probably 4 or 5 days a week, and every day the guys come in hungrier than the day before and working harder, and they're on each other, and everybody wants to do their best for the benefit of the team. And as a coach, I can't ask for anything more than that. Like, for those guys to step up and take full control of the team with minimal effort from me and the other coaches, I mean, that's all I can ask for. So my job's done at that point. Special thanks to my assistant coaches, Aaron Hanley, been with me for a few years. Aaron, you're what holds us together, man. I appreciate what you do. You come in, your drive is crazy, and I feed off it. It makes me feel like I need to step up my game too. So thank you for everything. Anthony Pelton, the same. You come to practice, you work the guys hard. They see you and how well you were as a player, and those guys respect you. And I love having you around. And Sam Anstey, you were here for half the year. The guys see a player that once played for this team and played at university. So, I mean, your experience is stuff that I can't offer by any means. Thank you to Mike Head for helping with our scheduling and always answering my texts pretty promptly, which there's a lot of them. And Dave O'Leary for your support, and Kathleen Clark for kind of being the team mom and the person that I run to the most. You hear from me a ton. You keep me held together, and I appreciate all of your managing. With our seniors leaving the team this year, we've got 5 very key players who have been part of this team for a really long time. And if there's any message that I can give you guys, just know that this team is in a much better place because of what you guys have done, and you're not leaving this team to burn out. The younger guys look up to you, and they're really excited to keep this legacy going as it's their team now, and you can move on comfortably knowing that these guys are going to fight for what you guys have started. So thank you so much for all the years and all the work, and just because you're not on this team anymore doesn't mean you're not on this team anymore. You're part of the family that we've created with this group of guys. You're welcome in our dressing room at any time. I appreciate what you guys have done so much. You become brothers to me, so thank you. There's 2 guys that are going to get this award, and they've been there for 5 years. They kind of work their butt off every year. They rally the guys. They've run practices without me having to do too much. And the success of this team is greatly reflectant on what they've done over their years. So it is my pleasure to give this award this year to Jonah Hanley and Elias Eldridge. Congrats, guys. Thank you so much, and best of luck in the future.
Up next is hockey with Coach David O'Leary and Wade Merrill.
To our lads! To our lads! Let's go! Where'd everybody go? In all seriousness, I miss being out here with you guys. Our season came to a quick end, unfortunately due to COVID-19. It's really important we have a great shout out to our leaders, to Cole, to Will, and to Ty. You've been with the program since we started this. You've been the backbone of our team this year. And without you, we would never have been able to do what. Ty Merrill, coached you for many years. You were an amazing captain this year. You really came into your own. demonstrated so much skill. You took control of the dressing room. We needed that. I thank you. Truly sorry your year was cut short. Wish you nothing but the best in the future. You told me you wanted to coach. I know someday you will be a great coach. Take care. See you soon. Cole Hanlon, coached you for many years. One of the smoothest skaters I've ever seen. The game comes to you so naturally. You're filled with passion, and when you're focused, you are an intense competitor. I wish you nothing but the best in the future, and I wish we got to go to overtime. William Little, you certainly aren't little. Crazy, fast, intense, passionate, leader. You played for the love of the game. I'm going to miss you. Gave me one of the scariest moments in my career, but I knew you'd be back. And boy, you had a wonderful year. Wish you all the best in the future. Take care. We'll see you soon. I really want to thank Wade Merrill for all he's contributed to our program. He's an excellent guy on the bench. Kids loved him. He developed a great relationship with our players. Really want to thank Sean Feeney for stepping up and helping out when he was available and when we needed him. And of course, what can we say about Michelle Feeney? Our mom. She's taken care of us. She made sure everything was organized. And without her, we would not have been able to have this wonderful year. To our community, thank you for supporting us. And we look forward to the future. We look forward to next year. On that, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, Algonquins!
This year's award winners for hockey are Ty Merrill and Will Little. Next is a presentation of our academic awards. And first up is math competition presented by Jane Pearson.
Hello SJDA. I'm here to present the awards for our school's winners for the Fermat and Cayley contests. This year we had 14 students participate in the Pascal, Cayley, and Fermat competitions held in February by the University of Waterloo. Students competed with tens of thousands of students across Canada and the world, and I would like to recognize 2 of our very own who did particularly well. First, Daniel Koshbaktian will receive a medal as he placed first at SJDA in the Fermat competition for grade 11 students. Well done. And secondly, I want to recognize a grade 9 student, Clara Reitman Dillon, who not only placed first at SJDA in the grade 10 competition, the Cayley contest, she also placed in the top 3% in Canada and in first place group for New Brunswick. Clara will receive a first place medal and a certificate of distinction. I know I speak for all the staff at SJDA when I say we are very proud of both Daniel and Clara's success. Well done.
Now to recognize Science Fair. Science fair in high school is something that students do completely on their own. It takes self-discipline, creativity, a curious nature, and a lot of hard work to define a problem, to research it, to construct a hypothesis and test a hypothesis, and analyze the results to come up with a conclusion. Anna O'Leary and Jacob Hulse have what it takes, and they've put in countless hours creating their project, Microelectronic Femur Lengthening Rod, and to submit it to the Youth Science Canada online STEM fair, where they were awarded a regional ribbon for their excellent work. Congratulations, Anna and Jacob. We hope your passion for STEM continues and that your work inspires other students. Next up is the presentation of our spring sports. We'll begin with senior girls volleyball and coach Cody Dixon.
Hope you're doing well and staying safe. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cody Dixon. I am the senior girls volleyball coach. Bear with me, I'm going to be reading off my notes, so I won't be looking up and down a lot. This year's club, though it was cut short, had to make it to be a very competitive and special team. Over the last 2 seasons, St. Andrews girls volleyball team has grown leaps and bounds, whether that's coming in for 8 a.m. practices on the weekends, running our 5K every week, doing our team workouts, or trying to get in on March break for extra practice. This all starts with your guys' determination and passion. This passion and determination has blown any expectations out of the water and shown your growth as not only players but individuals. At times, you make it very easy to be a coach. Other times, not so much. Next, I wanted to thank my 3 main helpers this season, Jane, Sherry, and Andrew. Thank you guys for all that you guys put in and giving back to these girls so they could have a great season. A special thanks to Jane, who has been my number 2 throughout the last 2 seasons and doing everything needed of her to make sure that these girls can grow. I truly would not be able to do this without you. We have been blessed to have you part of this program. So now I would like to give out 3 awards. These awards are awarded to our graduating students. They're based on basically the past years the students have been with us. The first award I want to give out is our Team Spirit Award. This award goes to Marie. Marie, this is your 2nd year with our team, and you are always there for your teammates, trying to learn and get better and improve with your teammates, trying to cheer them on when they're doing well and bring them up when they're starting to get a little frustrated. And you also don't mind helping out with stats when Jane is cheering too loud. And for that, we are truly thankful for you to be part of our team. Our next award goes to our team's most valuable player. This award goes to Brooke Reed. Brooke, it has been a pleasure coaching you for the last 2 years and watching you develop into a complete volleyball player. Your transformation into the leadership role this year proved that you had what it took and deserved to be our co-captain. Thank you for all of you've done teaching and showing our new younger players how to improve and perfect certain skills. Your drive to improve on and off the court shows that you are truly special. You are truly a special person, as well as a great athlete. Dalhousie will be really lucky to have you next year. My last award is going to be my Coach's Choice Award. This award goes out to Gwen Pearson. Gwen, your transformation in the sport of volleyball has been remarkable. I have seen you grow from a very small, think she wants to be a setter player, into my most consistent and complete player. Over the last 2 seasons, you have learned how to pass any ball hit or served your way perfectly to the setter. And then you learned how to hit, and you learned how to hit pretty hard, making you a very dominant player on our team. You have been one of the most coachable players I have ever had the pleasure to coach, and for that I am thankful. It has been my honor to make you our co-captain for this year, and you really deserve it. St. Mary's will be lucky to have you next year. Now for the returning players next year, we have lots of work to do, and we have lots of time to learn and get better for next year. Keep working hard and having the same goal in your mind. Have a great summer, stay safe, and I'll see you all next year. See ya.
Senior boys volleyball was coached by Curtis Forbes and Mark Blanchard. The SJDA boys volleyball season had barely begun this year before the COVID-19 cancellations started occurring. Due to injuries and the conclusion of winter sports, they'd finally been able to secure gym time and start their tryouts. They had a handful of athletes from grades 9 to 12, but only had 3 or 4 practices under their belt. With that being said, they had a solid group of guys with the promise of providing us with optimism with how the season would go. Unfortunately, we had to cut our losses and end the season there. The graduating athletes on the team were Simon Clark, Elias Eldridge, Jonah Hanley, and Ty Merrill. As coaches, we'd like to thank you for your contributions that you've made to the SJDA volleyball program through your years attending the school. And we know you will do well in your future endeavors, and we wish you the best of luck. Coaches Curtis and Mark. Before the COVID-19 situation started, the badminton team at SJDA hit its stride and was in full preparation for the upcoming zones, regional, and provincial tournaments. The process of learning new techniques and shaking out the rust was long gone. The gym was full every practice with a mix of athletes from grades 8 to 12 and skill levels from individuals who completely were new to badminton to players who had played their entire career at SJDA. Entries were selected for zones, and chosen teams were battling it out on the court to prepare, gain confidence in their skills, and most importantly of all, to have fun. Every athlete was a pleasure to coach, but I'd like to give particular mention to the graduating athletes Austin Crichton, Elias Eldridge, Simon Clark, and Brooke Reed. Austin came to the team relatively new to the sport, but that did not slow him down. He picked up new techniques very quickly and was a pleasure to coach. He took everything in stride, determining what he would play, and was always looking to learn new things to help develop his game. Elias was an exemplary student athlete, a multi-sport athlete which provided him with a solid amount of athleticism to succeed on the badminton court. He was a great student of the game and a positive influence at all practices. His skills grew immensely, and he was becoming a very solid overall singles player and doubles player, ready to take on the zones and regionals by storm. Simon had some challenges with an injury, but that did not slow him down. His health was the first priority, and he knew the limits. Even with healing, he was excelling on the court and learning some new techniques. I have no doubt he would have went far in all play categories, as it was only a matter of time before he broke through. He was also a pleasure to coach, and I would not hesitate to recommend him to any other future sports teams. Last but certainly not least is Brooke. Every practice I saw something in Brooke that made her stand out from the others. Being the only senior girl, this put her at a disadvantage, but her selfless attitude and positivity allowed her to practice and gain skills playing against all levels. She regularly went above and beyond, warming up with beginner players and providing them with knowledge that she has picked up with over the years. She was a blessing to coach and very passionate, and who no doubt will go far in her future endeavors. Thank you to all the graduating athletes and what you have done for the SJDA badminton program over the years. You have put in all the work and provided the newer, less experienced members of the team with positive role models on and off the court. You have grown from beginner to experienced athletes and exemplary adults. Good luck in your future endeavors, and I hope to see you all on the court again soon. Up next is a presentation of the Grandad Gym Volunteer of the Year Award in memory of James A. Stewart, Distinguished Flying Cross, Order of New Brunswick, and the recipient of the Governor General's Caring Canadian Award. This year's winner has over the years contributed so much to athletics at SJDA, namely basketball and golf. He's been a mentor to students at our school. He has put in hours of time, and he's an alumni. This year's winner is Evan McFarlane. And now for the presentation of our Citizenship Awards, presented by David O'Leary and Audrey Norman.
Hi, this is the Kyle Sampson Memorial Award. This award was created to honor and celebrate the memorial of Kyle Sampson, a grade 7 SJDA student who sadly passed away in 2004. Kyle only attended Sir James Dunn Academy for a short period, but while here, he made a huge impact on the lives and students of staff. He was a top student academically who excelled at drama, technology, and science. His teachers at VMES described him as a very pleasant and outgoing student who gets along with others. He is thoughtful and kind and makes good decisions in social situations. Those of us on staff that knew him always remember his kind, cheerful manner even when dealing with his own adversity. The Kyle Sampson Memorial Award is presented annually to a grade 8 student who demonstrates kindness, a caring heart, good manners, is hardworking, and is self-confident. This year's award is presented to Gabe Van Tassel. Congratulations, Gabe. This is a Kiwanis Citizenship Award for outstanding citizenship and leadership qualities at the middle school level, created by the former principal, Tim Stewart. This year's recipient is Lena Peterson. Congratulations, Lena.
The Leanne Butters Memorial Award. The award was created to honor and celebrate the memory and contributions of Leanne Butters, a grade 8 Sir James Dunn Academy student who sadly passed away on January 29th, 1992. Leanne had a remarkable impact on the lives of those she encountered. A bright student, she excelled in academics and was well liked by her classmates and by the broader school and community of St. Andrews. She demonstrated good sportsmanship, competing in organized sports with energy and athleticism. She led by example, a quiet leader who brought a spirit of joy and heart to every activity she was involved in. Those of us who are fortunate enough to remember her and know her benefited from her cheerful nature and friendship. The Leanne Butters Award is awarded and presented annually to a deserving grade 9 student who demonstrates the qualities of academic excellence, good sportsmanship, leadership. This year's award winner is Brian Clark. Congratulations, Brian. The Kobe Hatt Memorial Award was established 3 years ago to honor the memory of Kobe Hatt. He graduated in 2010. Kobe embodied the qualities of selflessness, perseverance, and kindness. With an infectious smile, a dry sense of humor, Kobe touched the hearts of everyone who knew him. He had this awesome laughter. Our award winner this year reminded our staff of Kobe. He cares for his classmates. He is an enthusiastic learner with a bright smile. He has a love for learning. He can be found in the gym shooting hoops. He has successfully accepted the challenges, and he works every day to overcome those. The Kobe Hatt Memorial Award for 2020 is awarded to grade 10 student Daniel Kiley. Congratulations, Daniel. The Parent School Support Committee established an award for a grade 10 or 11 student who demonstrates random acts of kindness on a daily basis at Sir James Dunn Academy. This year, awarded to Chris Goddard. Congratulations, Chris.
We'll conclude our evening with a presentation of this male, senior, and female Senior Athlete of the Year Award. First up, Male Senior Athlete of the Year. Over his career as an Algonquin, this year's Senior Male Athlete of the Year has been involved in cross-country, soccer, basketball, badminton, volleyball, and athletics. In his high school years, he has refined his sport repertoire to soccer, basketball, badminton, and volleyball. Our award winner has always been known as a gentleman athlete, always playing hard but within the rules, and has always been respectful of his opponents. He was and continues to be dedicated, highly coachable, and by setting high standards for himself, he raises the bar for his teammates. I've enjoyed watching him grow as a soccer player. He's very intelligent, and he's certainly caught opponents off guard with his game sense and grit. He has been an integral part of SJDA's badminton program, consistently improving both his individual skills and as a doubles and mixed doubles teammate. As a volleyball player, he's evolved into a starter and one who can focus his energy positively, going from a big block 1 minute to helping pick his teammates off the floor after conceding a hard-fought point. To do all of this, it takes character. Basketball. This is where this athlete will really leave his mark at SJDA. Since I've known him, he's lived for basketball. I'm truly amazed by how much he and his graduating cohort have grown the game in our school, and by how good they've become. They might not realize it, but they have certainly led by example. It would be a rare lunch hour not to see them with a basketball in hand, shooting or playing pickup with younger teammates or other students. Our award winner frequently spearheads these impromptu moments of life lessons through sport. On the hardwood, he is in his element. However, none of this is ever at the expense of teammates or his team. He is a true team player and would be the first to credit others for his success. And success has certainly capped off his high school basketball career. Elias Eldridge was a key contributor to the senior boys' historic basketball season. The team advanced from the regional tournament to sectionals for the very first time, with Elias playing at the top of his game. Because of his play, he was chosen by the NBIAA to represent the Southwest in the NBIAA All-Star Game, a first for an SJDA player. Elias, along with his teammates, was also a big part of another award, the Basketball New Brunswick Fair Play Award. Over his years at SJDA, Elias has cultured the attitude it takes for the team to be chosen for this award. And no doubt, Elias's legacy will remain with our programs for years to come. Congratulations, Elias, our 2019-2020 Senior Male Athlete of the Year. Senior Female Athlete of the Year. Our Senior Female Athlete of the Year is a longtime multi-sport athlete who has been a consistent and important contributor to SJDA's cross-country, soccer, basketball, volleyball, and athletics programs. She is known to her teammates as skilled and tenacious, yet respectful, and is one of the most supportive teammates someone could have. In her years as an athlete representing our school, she has her name on 2 cross-country provincial banners and numerous Player of the Game awards. As a starter in soccer, basketball, and volleyball since grade 10, our recipient has consistently been a driving force in these programs, all of which are trending upwards, no doubt due to her steady leadership. Sometimes in life, the unexpected happens, and we don't know what we have until we lose it. Unfortunately, this rang true with our award winner this season. As I alluded to earlier, the injury bug is challenging for any team, especially when it hits a pivotal player. As unfortunate as it is for both the team and the individual, it's what the individual does while they recover that can have an impact on their team. Experience leads to confidence, and confidence leads to success. A true leader can use their experience to inspire confidence, which is what our award winner did by attending practices and games and supporting teammates while recovering. In my opinion, this is exactly what happened during the soccer and basketball seasons. Both teams had a huge hole in their respective rosters, and that was mitigated by a true leader who chose her team first and acted in the team's best interest in light of less than ideal personal circumstance. This is indeed strength of character. When our recipient returned to the basketball court, she helped maintain the wave of momentum that she helped create. As a central member of the first senior girls basketball team in recent memory to advance to a regional tournament, our award winner could finally bask in the success that she helped to build. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-related closure, Brooke Reed's return to play from injury was cut short. One doesn't need to imagine the impact she would have made on our badminton and volleyball teams. As a provincial level badminton player and dominant volleyball player, she would have continued to mentor while being an indispensable teammate on so many levels. Congratulations, Brooke, our Female Athlete of the Year for 2019-2020. All the best in the future. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight, albeit from the comfort of your own home. Hopefully everyone stays healthy and stays well, and we look forward to seeing you in the fall. Good night.